This is a basic introduction to writing AppScript for those who are completely new to it. I'm going to do a very simple script that just picks up the value from the currently active cell. First of all, I open the script editor and I give the project a new name. I'm going to call it Script Intro. You can have several scripts in one project, so I'm going to rename this script as Intro. And each script can have several functions, so I'm going to give this function a meaningful name that says something about what it does. I'm calling it Current Cell. And I can start writing the code. Tab in there. First of all, I need to get the spreadsheet that I'm working with. So I use the Spreadsheet app, and when I press dot, I get a list of the valid methods, and so I can choose what I want. I'm getting the active spreadsheet, the one that this script is bound to. Having got it though, I need to put it somewhere. I will put it in a variable that I will define using var. ss is the name I'm giving the variable. You can call it what you like, but ss for spreadsheet is a common one. From the spreadsheet object, I then need to get the active sheet, the one that the active cell is on, and that too needs to be stored in a variable that contains the whole worksheet. And then I need to get the active cell itself, which also needs to be in a variable, and I'm going to call this variable active cell. And I get that from the sheet. I press the dot and I get the appropriate methods I can use. There's active cell. To find what's in the active cell variable, I can log it using the logger, logger.log, and then in brackets I put the variable name. I'm copying and pasting to make sure that I spell it right. Now I need to save the script. It doesn't save automatically. Make sure it's selected on this list and then run it. The first time you run it, it will ask for some authorization. This is a security measure. So you review the permissions and you allow it to run. Otherwise it won't. Once it's finished running, then I can check the logs to see what's in the variable, and here I see it's just recorded as a range, because of course the active cell has lots of features to it. So if we want the value, we have to explicitly get the value. So I'll put that into another variable called cell value, active cell dot get, and as soon as I put a V, I find get value. I want to be able to log that as well. I'm going to make things easy to identify by putting some text here and joining on the variable name. That will make the display more meaningful in the logger. I want to log the value that's in the cell value variable, so I put a second line of logging and make sure the variable is spelt correctly, save the script and then run it again. And this time when I view the logs, I see that it's picked up the value from the active cell. It's called student ID. Let's go and try that with another value. If I choose this one, Dylan, run the script again and then check the log, cell value is shown as Dylan. If in fact the only thing you need from the active cell is the value, you can use fewer lines and fewer variables. The cell value I can get from the sheet by using getActiveCell and following that by getValue. That cuts out this line, and so it doesn't run, I'm going to turn it into a comment by putting these double slashes in front. Save that and run it. Now I know it's going to break this time, and we get a red message and it shows which line has the problem. The problem is, of course, I've left active cell being logged when the variable doesn't exist anymore. So I'll comment that out, run the function again, and when I check the logs, there we go, cell value is Dylan once again. The other use for comments is, of course, writing comments, and it's a really good idea to add comments to your script, so when you return to it later or somebody else has to work with it, you know exactly what's going on. I'll just try with a different cell, there's Thomas, run this again, and check the logs, and there's Thomas. Now there are two other things I'd like you to notice. First of all, brackets, if you click next to one of them, the pair are highlighted in green. And the other thing is, after you've run the script, as well as the logs, there's a thing called the execution transcript, and that will list every step and is really good for finding out mistakes. So there you go, that's how you do one single simple script.